Hey there, have you ever seen someone blow through a whole paycheck in like 3 days and then spend the next 27 living off instant noodles and regret? Meet my buddy Bob. Bob once got a bonus at work and immediately celebrated by buying a 72-inch TV, a treadmill he never used, and 3 smart home gadgets that now serve only to blink mysteriously in his living room. Bob felt rich for about 48 hours. Then his rent came due, and the electricity bill, and his car made a weird noise. And suddenly, Bob had to Google, can you return an air fryer if you already used it 4 times? So today, we're going to talk about how people, normal, smart, well-meaning people, can lose all their money fast. Not through wild Vegas trips or buying a yacht named YOLO 2.0. We're talking about losing money in ways that feel responsible, but are secretly financial quicksand. Let's break it down. You're constantly trying to fill it. Salary, side hustles, birthday money from your grandma. But there are tiny holes all over it. Thing is, you don't notice the leaks until your feet are wet. Now Bob thought his bucket was fine. But here's what was really happening. First hole, lifestyle creep. This one's sneaky. Bob used to be fine with $5 coffee twice a week. But now he makes more, so hey, why not daily? And lunch at that nice sushi place. And those new sneakers with the weird foam that feel like walking on clouds. Each purchase seems small, but that's the thing about money leaks. Individually, they whisper. Together, they scream. Bob's paycheck isn't going into savings. It's going into $6 sparkling water that he drinks once and forgets in his car. Lifestyle creep is like inviting termites to your house one at a time. Now, the second hole, subscriptions. Oh boy. Bob has Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, Spotify, HBO Max, a yoga app, an app that teaches you French via interpretive dance, and some random meditation service that charges $11.99 per month just to play ocean sounds. Altogether, over $200 a month. But Bob doesn't feel that, because it's not one big number. It's little drips, automatic, invisible. Set it and forget it until your bank account goes, hey, you forgot. You're broke. Third hole, credit card interest. Now Bob isn't dumb. He just thinks minimum payments are a kindness from the universe. They only want $47 this month? How thoughtful. Meanwhile, his $1,500 balance is growing like a chia pet of doom. At 20% interest, he's basically donating to the bank each month out of loyalty. Credit card are like that friend who lets you borrow cash, but then shows up every weekend asking for a little more, with just a bit more gratitude this time. Bob pays and pays, but the number never drops. It's like trying to empty a bathtub with a spoon. Hole 4, impulse spending. Bob goes to the store for toothpaste. He comes home with toothpaste, a Bluetooth speaker shaped like a pineapple, an electric lighter, and beef jerky with gold flakes in it. Was any of that planned? Nope. Did it feel good in the moment? Absolutely. Impulse spending is emotional. You're not buying things. You're buying feelings, comfort, excitement, the illusion of control. Retail therapy is cheaper than real therapy until it's not. Now let's zoom out a bit. There's a bigger leak in Bob's bucket. One that feels like being smart with money, but is secretly a money trap wearing a business suit. Bad financial advice from well-meaning people. Like that uncle who told Bob, real men don't rent. They buy a house ASAP. So Bob did, with 0 down, an adjustable rate mortgage, and no emergency fund. The water heater exploded in month 2. The roof needed repairs in month 5. Bob started calling the house the money pit. His dog started sleeping under the kitchen table, because at least he knew it was going to collapse soon. Home ownership is great if you're ready. Bob wasn't. But pressure made him jump. Social pressure, financial pressure, you're throwing away money on rent kind of pressure. And Bob didn't want to look dumb. He just wanted to look grown up. Let's add another little leak to Bob's bucket. And this one's personal. Trying to look rich instead of being rich. Bob doesn't want to be the guy with the old phone, the used car, or last season's shoes. So he upgrades, and upgrades, and upgrades. But wealth isn't in stuff. It's in freedom. And Bob, bless him, can't take a vacation without checking if he can afford Wi-Fi and lunch. Every time he gets close to saving a little, boom, a new leak, a new expense. A new shiny thing he didn't need yesterday, but can't live without today. And he never once stopped to ask, where is all my money actually going? The truth is, losing money fast doesn't always look like gambling or lavish parties. Sometimes it looks like Amazon boxes and DoorDash receipts. It looks like a slightly nicer apartment than you can afford, or a gym membership that makes you feel like you're doing something, even if the only reps you do are when you repeatedly ignore it. And sometimes it's not even what you spend, it's what you don't do. Bob hasn't invested a dime because the stock market seems risky. But guess what's riskier? Inflation. While Bob's savings sit in a checking account earning 0.01%, prices keep rising. His money is actually shrinking, like a wool sweater in hot water. But Bob doesn't feel it, because no one sends you a notification that says, your money just quietly lost 5% of its value this year. Congrats. Now, Bob's not a villain. He's not even careless. He's just human, and humans are wired for short-term wins. Feel-good purchases, quick dopamine hits. The financial system? That thing's built for the long game. The system loves people like Bob, because while Bob is out here racking up points on his rewards card, he's paying way more in interest than he'll ever get in free flights. And here's the wildest part. Bob has no idea he's losing money, because it doesn't happen all at once. It's not a bank robbery. It's death by 1,000 swipes. But there's one more leak, and it's the most invisible one of all. It's the reason so many smart people stay stuck, even when they're trying hard, reading the blogs, watching videos like this one. And it has everything to do with a trap we all fall into without noticing. Thinking more money will solve the problem. See, Bob doesn't think he's bad with money. He thinks he just doesn't have enough of it. If I could just make a little more, he tells himself, then I'd finally get ahead. But here's the thing. If your financial habits are broken, more money just makes the leaks bigger. If Bob can't manage $3,000 a month, he's not magically going to figure it out at $6,000. He'll just have fancier leaks. A nicer car with a steeper loan. A bigger apartment with even more stuff he doesn't need. And a larger credit limit so he can go into deeper debt while feeling like he's doing fine. It's a cycle. Make more. Spend more. Repeat until burnout. And society low-key encourages it. Got a raise? Upgrade your lifestyle. Your neighbor just bought a new car? Time to treat yourself. Your friend posted their Bali trip? Well, obviously you need a vacation now too. And so Bob, who's just trying to feel normal, ends up running a race with no finish line. A treadmill powered by comparison and bad advice. But what if Bob got off the treadmill? What if instead of asking, how can I make more, he asked, how can I keep more? That question changes everything. Because wealth isn't just about what you earn. It's about what you keep, grow, and protect. And yeah, maybe that sounds boring. Keeping money isn't as exciting as spending it. There's no dopamine rush from saying no to a purchase. But the peace of knowing your bills are covered, that your savings are growing, that future you won't be living off instant noodles and regret, that's real wealth. So let's talk about what Bob could do differently. Because chances are, if you're still watching this, maybe there's a little Bob in you too. No sham, we've all been Bob. First, track where your money's going. This one sounds obvious, but most people don't do it. They guess. And people are terrible at guessing. Bob thinks he spends $80 a month on food delivery. Turns out, it's $260, which is wild because that's the same guy who says, I can't afford to invest. The truth is, you can't fix what you don't see. So open up your banking app. Look at the last month. Break it down. Rent, groceries, subscriptions, entertainment, impulse buys. You'll find at least 3 what moments. And those are golden, because now you're not just reacting, you're making decisions. Second, plug the holes. One by one. Don't cancel everything overnight. That's not sustainable. Just start with what you don't use. Still paying for that 7-day free trial from 2022? Gone. Still got 3 food delivery apps competing for your wallet? Pick one. Stick to it. Maybe delete the others for a while. Still using a credit card like it's a cheat code? Time to switch it up. Third, build a buffer. Call an emergency fund. Call it peace of mind money. Call it don't ask your cousin for a loan again money. Even if it's just $10 a week, start. Because emergencies aren't rare. They're just unpredictable. And when they hit, the difference between panic and peace is whether you have a cushion. Fourth, learn the power of boring wealth. Bob thought investing was scary, complicated, only for people who read Forbes and say stuff like emerging markets. But here's the truth. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be consistent. Simple index funds? They've outperformed most experts over the long run. Automatic contributions to a retirement plan? That's future you saying thank you every time you don't touch it. Wealth builds slowly, then all at once. But only if you start. Fifth, redefine rich. Because a lot of people walking around with luxury cars and designer clothes are actually broke with better credit. Rich isn't what you wear. It's not what you post. It's not the dinner bill you casually pick up to impress people who won't remember it next week. Rich is freedom. Freedom to say no to a toxic job. Freedom to take time off when your mental health crashes. Freedom to help your family without sinking your own ship. That's what real money is for. And finally, sixth, be okay with being boring for a while. Bob wanted fast wins. He wanted to feel successful now. But here's the thing. Fast money usually leaves faster. The real wins are slow, quiet, and a little boring. They look like saying no to brunch because you've got a goal, skipping that sale because you don't need more stuff, letting your money grow quietly instead of trying to beat the market. Boring is beautiful when it means you're finally in control, when your money's no longer a source of stress, but of strength. And guess what? Once the leaks are gone, the bucket fills up real fast. So in conclusion, if you want to lose money fast, do nothing. Spend on autopilot. Ignore your statements. Assume more income will fix everything. But if you want to actually get ahead, plug the leaks. Pay attention. Value peace over stuff. And remember, it's not about how much you earn. It's about how well you use what you've got. No shame if you've been a little like Bob. We've all been there. But now, you know better. And knowing's the first step to doing better. If you want me to make other videos explaining these topics, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.